Legal fallout, as promised. We're joined now by Neil Cutshall, the Georgetown University law professor, the man who argued the Hamdan case to the Supreme Court, leading the justices to rule that the Geneva Conventions did apply to prisoners, even ones who happen to belong to al-Qaeda. Thank you again for your time tonight, Neil.
Thank you, Keith.
My understanding of obstruction of justice is you have to first prove there's a relevant case or cases that were in progress when the obstruction occurred. The obstruction in this case, destruction of evidence, of videotapes. The recordings weren't provided to the federal court hearing the Moussaoui case. Is that obstruction of justice, and are there other possibilities?
Well, that's what you need an investigation to find out. At the moment, this looks extremely, extremely damaging for the administration and the Justice Department and the prosecutors involved. That is, that we don't know exactly when the tape was destroyed. That's the first key question we need to find out. But it looks like, according to press reports, it was destroyed just days after the judge in the Moussaoui case asked for the videotapes of interrogations, and soon after the 9/11 Commission had asked for those videotapes. So it does look like obstruction of justice, but of course, you know, that's what we need an investigation to find out, and an independent investigation, not an Alberto Gonzalez style trumped up, shut down investigation, but a real independent and credible one. And here, while I have a lot of great respect for the new Attorney General, Mukasey, I am a little dismayed that he hasn't done what I believe Attorney General Meese did right when the Iran-Contra scandal broke, which was issue a preservation order ordering all the federal government employees to make sure no further documents are destroyed, because who knows what's being shredded right now as we speak.
Indeed. The staff members from the 9/11 Commission, its co-chair, its Democratic co-chair Lee Hamilton, expressed surprise when they were told that interrogation tapes had been destroyed in 2005, because they all said that the panel, which finished its work the year before, had been told it had received all material of this kind from the CIA. Are there like tiers of crime here, or do we have three of them going on? Because they're lying about the existence of the tapes beforehand, or non-existence, lying in individual cases where they might have been valuable, and then this additional level of lying to legislative oversight committees about their destruction?
Yeah, so you've got all three of those at play. That's exactly right. And I believe also the Republican co-chair of the 9/11 Commission, Mr. Keene, has also made a similar complaint. There is a federal crime, 18 U.S.C. 1512, which makes lying to an official investigation a crime. Now, it's not clear that that applies to the 9/11 Commission or not, but I do think that's yet another reason why we need an independent, credible investigation, something that we've not really, frankly, seen in this country for the past 6 years, except when Patrick Fitzgerald was involved.
In the statement that he made to CIA employees yesterday, Neil, the extraordinary statement from General Hayden added that the agency had acted in line with the law, and that he had to do this to protect other CIA employees' rights, identities, protect them against prosecution. There's a whole Alice through the looking glass quality to that one, too, is there not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that he does believe it was in the compliance with the law, but I think the law he's talking about is the law of Syria, not the law of the United States. The law of the United States forbids torture. It's a federal crime under a virtually unanimous law passed by Congress back over a decade ago. But what the administration did is they hired in 2002 a bunch of legal sycophants who basically wrote secret memos that said the president can do whatever he wants, that is the law. So I'm sure General Hayden believes that that is compliance with the law, because the president can't defy the law when he gets to make whatever that law is. That isn't actually, sadly, what the law is. And when you start thinking that way, when you're the president and you start thinking that way, the result is scandal after scandal, the ones you talked about a moment ago, and the utter distrust of the American people when it comes to the basic question, does the president obey the law? I wasn't surprised. Senator McCain just a couple of hours ago said, I'm not surprised with this scandal, because it's just the standard MO of this administration. Toss the rule book out, let us do whatever we want, we are above the law.
And the final irony is protecting CIA agents and their identities after you've outed Valerie Plame as well.
Exactly. I mean, the idea that this was done to protect identities is laughable. I mean, I remember watching Miami Vice in 1984. You can black out the agents' names on television. That's easy to do. So it can't be about protecting identities.
The government's not as sophisticated as Miami Vice. Neil Cutshall Gottschall, the constitutional law expert, associate professor at Georgetown University. Many thanks, Professor. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You as well.